Hey folks, Dusty here. Today I just wanted to talk about something quick regarding value, sales, what you offer to your clients, how you value that, how you price it. It's a little bit philosophical, but I hope you'll follow along. You are a battery. People, things, events can either charge or discharge you. Knowledge, skills, abilities increase your ability to store and provide outputs to users or clients. By increasing your charge and increasing your storage capacity, you increase the value of what you offer to your clients or users. A car battery could run a watch, assuming it was the same voltage. But a watch battery is not able to run a car. So which one is more valuable? Well, most people would say the car battery, but that's not always true. Because if you only need a watch battery, a car battery is not really going to be valuable to you. Nobody's going to want to carry around a car battery to power their watch. And the watch battery is not going to be able to power your car. Now, this isn't to say that the watch battery is more valuable than the car battery, and it's not saying that the car battery is more valuable than the watch battery. What it means is that each battery has its own place. And in its own place, its value that it can deliver to its clients or users is therefore higher based on its ability to fill those clients' needs. The cost of a battery is based on its value. Its value is based on what its potential is to bring value to a client, not on how the client will use it. Because again, the client who wants a watch battery is not going to be willing to pay $150 for a car battery to run their watch. But that doesn't change that the value of the car battery is still $150. The price of the car battery is based on the potential value that that battery can provide, regardless of the client's needs. So the price you charge for your services, for your battery, is based entirely on how much potential value you can provide, and is not based on how much the client is willing to pay, or how much they can afford, or based on how much they will use that value. The client's budget, the client's willingness to pay, and the client's use of that battery are entirely irrelevant to the cost of the battery. And that's something that's a little philosophical. We don't think about that kind of stuff. When the client is looking for a service, the client probably has a budget in mind. And whether that budget works with what the job cost actually is or not doesn't matter. You can have two clients with two identical jobs. One is going to have a budget of X and the other is going to have a budget of Y. Which one's correct? The answer is neither one of them is correct, because they're both irrelevant. Because the cost of the job is W. So neither client's budget determines the actual value and the cost of the job to be done. So stop basing your prices on what your client's limited use of you will be. Stop basing your prices on what your client's limited budget will be. A battery in the wrong environment does not automatically become less valuable. It's only perceived to be less valuable from the perspective of its current client base. Again, the car battery, in the case of someone who wants a watch battery, is not valuable to that client. It does not mean that that car battery is not valuable. And the same is true, the watch battery is not going to be valuable to the client who wants a car battery. But that doesn't mean that it changes the actual value of the watch battery. Therefore, a client base cannot effectively and accurately determine your value. By allowing a client to determine your value, you are allowing them to reduce your value to suit only their needs. So let's say that customer does buy your car battery to power their watch. The car battery can then also provide power to their flashlight, maybe. Does that make the car battery more valuable? Or is the value of the car battery still the same? Does that change how much the client pays for the car battery because they found a second use for it? So if you are the battery providing the service for the client who wants you to power their watch, and you also power their flashlight, who benefits from that? Clearly, the client benefits more from that. So by providing more value to the client, it only benefits the client. And what it does to you is it further reduces your benefit from the project by diluting your profit across a larger output on your part. So originally, if you're going to power the watch, it's going to cost you X. And that's what you based your pricing on. When you also power the flashlight, now either your time increases or your productivity increases, or both. And if you don't collect additional fees for that, then your profitability on that project just got eaten up in extra time and extra output on your part. Now, it's great to help clients and offer more services to them when you see there's a need. But if you're not gaining any benefit from it, you're only starving yourself. By prioritizing the benefit of the client over your own, you effectively reduce the charge of your battery. By doing this over time, your overall ability to become effective will decrease, despite the size of your battery and its potential power. So what you have over time is a very large battery that has a high marketable value, a high potential, with a low effective value, because it's providing more benefit to the clients than what it's getting in return. So over time, you create a deficit. You create a difference between the value output and the value input by offering more than what you're getting paid for. The more and more clients that get used to utilizing the car battery for less than what it is capable of, or you not charging the value based on what your car battery is capable of doing, if you could personify that car battery, eventually over time, it's going to view itself as a watch battery. Over time, it will learn its place, if you will, as a watch battery. And though its real value, its real potential hasn't changed, it is still a car battery, both its self-perceived value and its externally perceived value by its clients will be drastically diminished because it's not being used to its capabilities. So remember, you are a battery. The more skills, the more abilities, the more knowledge that you have increases your potential output. And that's true whether you're working for an employer or you're running your own business. When you start at a new employer and they pay you $15 an hour to do job A, and then they teach you how to do job B, C, and D, but they're still paying you $15 an hour, that's not right. Because now you have abilities A, B, C, and D. As you learn new skills, new abilities, and gain more knowledge, the value in your battery increases. Despite your storage ability, i.e., your knowledge, skills, and abilities, you will only be judged and viewed by your ability to be effective both by and for others. The more you allow others to dictate what that value is, the faster your effective value is going to vanish. The quickest way to devalue yourself is to let someone else determine what your value is. I once had a client that I was doing some handyman work for. When I was done, the client asked me if I'd be willing to clean up her yard from over the wintertime. And so I gave her a price. Well, she said, "No, that's way too high. That's not worth it." So I said, "Okay. Well, I know somebody who is a high schooler who does yard work. So if you'd like, I could refer you to them. They might be able to do it for less." And the client said, "Well, are they insured?" Well, no, probably not. That's why they're less expensive. And that just goes to show what generally clients' expectations are. They want a level of service that is high, associated with a low cost to them. And generally, that's not how the world works. What I did in that situation is not allow my battery potential to be dictated by the customer's willingness to pay or her budget. I could have done the job cheaper, and I could have done a good job at it, but at what expense? Why would I do that when I can go do custom work down the road for 4 times that amount? And people don't always see that. People don't always understand that your value is your value across the board. It doesn't matter if you're washing windows or shoveling snow or fixing a car. You still have the ability to fix the car, so your value is based on the potential that you have to fix the car, not what the customer is willing to pay to get their driveway shoveled. So when Karen says, "I need a complete kitchen remodel and I have a budget of $15,000, her budget is completely irrelevant to the cost of the job, because the cost of the job might be $60,000. So Karen's budget has absolutely nothing to do with the cost of the job whatsoever. Now, maybe Karen really has a $30,000 budget, but only wants to spend $15,000. Still, the job is $60,000 worth of value. So both her budget and her willingness to spend the money are completely irrelevant. So when you have the conversation with a customer and they say, "I need this job done and this is my budget," at that point it's a simple yes or no. Can it be done or not be done? And even if it can be done, the next question is, should you do it for less than what the value of the job really is? Because somewhere along the line, you have to justify your time, your skills, your knowledge, and your abilities. And if you consistently work for watch battery customers and you're a car battery, you're going to reduce your effective ability to be a car battery. You'll still have the potential, but your effective ability to be a car battery is going to diminish quickly. I hope this makes sense. It's, like I said, a bit philosophical, maybe a bit abstract, but that's really how it works. And you could use this metaphor in whatever area you want. If it were cooking, I don't think McDonald's is going to hire Rachel Ray to cook burgers. Does she have the potential to do it? Yeah. Does she have the ability to do it? Yeah. Does she have the knowledge? Yeah. But I'm pretty sure she's going to find a client who sees that her value is way more than just flipping burgers. And you need to see that in yourself too. If we let others dictate what our effective and potential values are, we're all going to be metaphorically flipping burgers. So that's my thought for today. Like I said, I hope it makes sense. If it does, or if it doesn't, let me know in the comments. That's all for today, folks. As always, take the trip and enjoy the ride.